just ready to get a new week started. Pleased with our guys. Staff's done a great job. Players done a great job. Just getting better every day. And we just got to get better this week. Not much really to say. Open up for questions.
I was this morning looking at your record, 15-4, and I thought, I wonder how often they've been 15-4 through their first 19 games. I was surprised. For the last 6 seasons, you all have started 15-4. That's pretty impressive.
We've been, yeah.
15-4.
I got to get on Dave, man. There's some things out there, man. My man Dave ain't on. So there's a couple other ones, too, man. I'll shoot him some stuff at times. So we got to get on that. But credit to coaches doing a great job. This is my staff. And having some tremendous players that has come through here. Coach Kennedy set a great foundation. And, we've been fortunate to continue to do some good things. And so it goes back to the character of your kids, your assistant coaches, and a lot of people make up the success. And I think we've averaged over 26 wins the last 5 years. So it's a special place, special program. Wish we were 17-2. There's one or two we let get away, but I'm just kidding, though I do think about it. But we're just in the moment. And bringing that up, it just shows that it's a great program here.
Was there a moment where you felt like you turned the corner after the 2-4 start? Was there a particular game or a moment in a game where you thought, we're okay?
Not in that 2-4 start, I didn't. I didn't ever think that during the game. I guess we met after the Valpo game, and William was just like, man, you just need to go back to just being really just defense oriented and forget about all the other stuff. And outside of our Christmas holiday practices where we did split sessions, if you look at practice today, outside of maybe one drill, it's and that's just a post feed drill to get them going a little bit. It's all defense. And so our guys have bought into playing together. Our guys have started defending. And they're competing and they're playing together. And so what I probably helped this team, there's a lot of things, and I think winning at Evansville was big for us, though. If I had to pick a game, a moment, I just think it got everybody trusting each other a little bit more.
Talk about the team, last year you had a couple hiccups, a couple years ago, a little hiccups along the way. That's hiccups early in the season. Talk about how that helped you guys keep your focus on this long road that is the OPC regular season.
I think you're going to have hiccups every year. I've just been a head coach just for 4 years, so I got a small sample size. But first year, we lose our starting foreman, probably one of the heart and souls of our team. We lose him, for 6 weeks or for, 4 weeks or whatever it was with a broke hand. The second year, you lose 2 starters to injuries before the year even started. And then you lose a couple games that you shouldn't have lost, but then you put yourselves in a chance to win a conference championship in Nashville, and for one way or another, it just didn't happen. And then, last year I think the hiccups more came from just you bought a brand new team. We finished the year 21-6. We had several top 100 wins, so I think last year's hiccups were more about we had a brand new group we had to bring together, and our schedule was brutal. Where we're playing Middle Tennessee, we're on the road in the SEC. Where it was tough. We were a man short. TJ was ineligible still, so I think that had a lot to do with it. And then this year, I think the hiccup came from expectations. Everybody's wanted to kind of do it on their own, and you can't play the game that way. And so, when people ask me, I think the biggest reason of change, we got great kids that want to win, want to do things the right way, and they represent our program the right way. And then my assistants have done a great job behind the scenes with them.
Talk about Justin, the way he's just accepted his role, excelled with it, and you don't have to worry about him. He's one guy that he comes in, does his job, gets back on the pitch after 4 minutes. Talk about what he's done.
Yeah, the only thing I regret from Saturday is he didn't play with the starters at all. You know, it was a funny game, and I wanted to get everybody in the game and get them some decent minutes. And the second half, it kind of shot up really quick. We didn't come out really ready. Second half, we did for a minute, then we just traded baskets, and then we called timeout, and then we hit them one time really good, and it was 30. The lead was 30, and I said, man, let me just get them all in there. And I got Justin, ended up getting him some reps really with the second group, and I probably, you know, for his sake, I probably should have subbed a little bit different, but it was good in hindsight because I watched those guys compete defensively. We did some good things. They got outscored in that little session, but we missed some opportunities. We had a breakaway layup. We missed a couple open threes to where, you know, it could have been a little different. So Justin's, you know, he plays starter minutes. He's a big piece, especially offensively. The biggest thing to just stay with him on is shot selection. Not always trying to hit the home run shot, and then defensively just keeping his guy in front of him and helping us rebound a little bit. But he's been a really good piece for us.
You talk about people accepting their roles. It's hard to, when you have talent, to have to be that six-man guy, but it's such a crucial thing to do.
Yeah, TJ did, you know, really sold out to it last year, and that really was big for us, having TJ come off the bench, because you got a guy coming off the bench. When you bring your first guy off the bench that can really score, that's huge, you know, because there's really no drop-off from an offensive standpoint. And then Justin's getting better defensively, but, you know, you're not going to be any good if people don't buy into their roles and understand their roles, and that's why we struggle a little bit early. And fortunately, we've got that fixed, but still got a long way to go.
Justin and Jeffrey both are very close to the single-season three-point percentage field goal record. They're shooting it really well for you. What did they do anything in particular to turn things around from the early part of the season when they weren't shooting it as well?
I just think shot selection. These guys, you know, they're in the gym all the time, working, shooting, getting extra shots. We don't shoot a lot during practice, so they got to get it in on their own. They do before, they do after. You know, our guards all put a lot of time in there. I really think at the end of the day, if you go back and chart shots, they were quick, bad shots that we were missing. And they're still shooting those every now and then. You know, I would chart a game. We had 5-7 bad shots we took against Tennessee State. So it's going to happen from time to time. But, you know, we're shot faking a little bit more. We're making the extra pass. And, you know, that opens up better scoring opportunities and better shots for those guys, because all four of our perimeter guys that play the bulk of the minutes can really shoot.
You guys keep a chart about how soon or how late you get the shot gets off the shot clock defensively from the opponent? You know?
Not really. You know, biggest stat that we look at and keeping is during the game is just how many times we can put 3 consecutive stops together. That's something that we just want our guys' mindset, and they'll look over to us and see how many times they've done that. Not really, you know. When we really get stops, and I mean, we want our wings flying up the floor, and you know, some people, you know, shoot it early, some shoot it late. You know, if you play teams that are going to score in the last 10 seconds, that you got to be even more tuned in. You know, and if they do get an offensive rebound, it can't let you deflate you to where you give up another one or another easy basket. And so we've gotten better statistically defensively, but I didn't think we were extremely bad with our first shot defense early in the year. We just got you know, we were just, you know, Farrell was out of shape and hurt, and that really hurt our rebounding. And I don't know if people, you know, and that's, nobody really knows that, you know what I mean? And it's amazing sometimes, and I'm getting off on a tangent here, but I'm sitting there watching ESPN at home, and they're not talking about campaign, and I'm like, man, yeah, it's just, it's funny, but it's just that's why we just got to keep just staying in the moment and just get better today at practice, and it'll all work out.
Tell us about Coach Spoonmeyer on the press conference today. Discussed Cornell Johnson, their little point guard.
Yeah. He may be right, man. He may only be 120 pounds. He's a small joker, but he gets a lot done. He's been a huge boost for him, and you know, you just look at the growth of his team. He's added a couple pieces this year. Him being probably the main one. Excuse me, but Olivier's been really good. You know, Reggie Smith's experienced, Piper's experienced, Dylan Chapman's experienced, and I think those are three or four seniors. Olivier's a junior, I believe. But winning is contagious. You know, in their first 2 games at home in conference, they were down 4 in both games with under a minute to go and won. And so the thing watching them, they've been more impressive against some of the top teams. You know, when you look at standings, Eastern Kentucky winning over there, 17, I think? And then beating Belmont, double figures. So he's done a super, super job. Their defensive stats are really, really good. You'll have an opportunity to get some shots against them from the perimeter. You got to make some, but you can't settle. You got to take good shots. You got to move the ball. You still got to drive and kick. But then on the defensive end, you got to guard them because they are shooting the ball extremely well from 3, and they have a legit post presence with Olivier, and Piper spaces the floor, and they can play small. Johnston was really good against Moorhead, making threes. They're good. They're good, and they're well-deserving. When you go win at Indiana State and when you go win at Cleveland State, Indiana State's second in the Missouri Valley, Cleveland State's first in the Horizon, you're good. And they're very, very good. They're the highest RPI team in our league. So they're a lot better than their RPI is a lot better than ours.
Of course, for our standards, 5-0, 6-0, same division. CBS Network's going to be there, so big game already in that sense. Talk about that also be the next step for you guys, the way you can talk about it to, just continue the next step for you guys. But it means you'll be 6-0 in the conference and really control your own destiny through all the way throughout with everything else that happens.
Well, 5 of the first 7 are on the road, and you can look at it 2 different ways. If you're playing well, it's a great thing. But we've talked to our guys. It doesn't matter home road. I mean, you win by the way you play. You win by the way you execute. You win in the paint. You win on the glass. You win at the free throw line. That's our. And Rick Majerus said it. A long time ago, and we found that quote, and we're sticking to that. And will it be a great atmosphere? That's a small gym up there. I'm sure they're going to pack it out. School's in up there, I'm sure. So it'll be fun. But these are games you want to play in. But it's the 6th game in the conference, 16 league game schedule. So our focus today is just on us. It'll be mainly on us tomorrow. And then as we get into Wednesday and Thursday, we'll start really getting locked in on Eastern Illinois, and we'll be ready to go on Thursday. But what's great is it worked out perfect for TV, because our league just needs so much more exposure than it gets because we've got good teams, got great players. Somebody was telling me the other day we got more players in the NBA than some of the elite mid-major programs that people talk about. And I just don't think, and I say it all the time, and people probably get tired of hearing it, but I just don't think our league gets the recognition it deserves, and it's frustrating, to be honest.